You're not going to believe what's sitting in front of the 49ers right now, so do me a favor. Get comfortable, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into it. Because the updates today look normal if you skim them, but they're loud if you actually listen. One spot on this defense is about to get hunted in prime time. One captain is trying to bend the recovery timeline with sheer willpower. One coach has the league circling, and the front office is already thinking chess, not checkers. And somehow, even the guy whose job is to punt is stealing the spotlight. Faithful, are you feeling confident? Or are you waiting for that "hold up what" moment? It starts with an uncomfortable truth for every contender. When you're rolling, opponents don't attack your strengths. They hunt your weak link and keep pulling until something snaps. Sunday night football at Levi's Stadium is not just Bears versus Niners. It's a pressure test with the number 1 seed in the NFC sitting on the table. San Francisco just handled the Colts 49-27 on Monday, and the offense didn't even blink while missing starters. Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall was out. Cornerback Renardo Green was out. 7 touchdowns, 0 punts for the second straight game. That's not just production, that's dominance. Because the defense, let's be real, had its ups and downs. Indianapolis was able to move the ball through the air. It didn't flip the result because San Francisco played complementary football and kept answering, but in January, a couple chunk plays can turn control into chaos. And this week, Green is expected to miss another game with that neck injury, even though he was limited in practice all week. So the spotlight swings right to reserve corner Darrell Luter Jr., who played 100% of the defensive snaps as an outside corner in Green's absence. He finished with 6 tackles and a pass breakup. He also got targeted a lot. The tape showed the good and the shaky. And now, the Bears are coming in with a plan to test him all over again. Kyle Shanahan's review told you exactly what the staff cares about. He said Luter did a really good job. He pointed out those pass interference calls and even said he disagreed with one of them because the coverage was pretty good. But then Shanahan went to the detail that decides games. Tackling on the edge. He brought up 2 big runs that got to the corner. And if Luter doesn't make those tackles, those plays probably explode for a ton more yardage, and the whole night feels different. That's not coach speak. That's the difference between we're in control and why is this suddenly a 1-score game. So what do you think Ben Johnson is going to do? He's going to take the same approach the Colts did. Find the matchup and keep pressing it. Chicago still has a quality receiver room, even with Rome Odunze out this weekend. DJ Moore is the kind of player who can turn a normal throw into a back-breaking gain. Rookie Luther Burden III steps in with juice, and the Bears have a talented run game that can force you to respect the perimeter, which opens up everything else. Translation: Luter isn't just defending a route, he's defending the structure of the defense. If he holds up opposite Diamador Lenoir, it changes what the safeties can do, it changes what the pass rush can attack, and it changes how confident this defense can play. And while we're talking about what can swing a playoff run, let's talk about the name that changes everything when you say it out loud. Fred Warner. The 49ers aren't ruling out the possibility that their all-pro linebacker could return this postseason. Let that sit for a second. Warner suffered a dislocated and fractured right ankle back in Week 6, and the early expectation was he wouldn't play again until next year. That's usually the end of the conversation, but now the timeline might not be set in stone. Here's why that matters so much. San Francisco can boost its chances of a deep run by winning the final 2 regular season games. 2 victories would clinch the NFC West, secure home field advantage, and give the 49ers a first-round bye. Extra time is everything. It's recovery time. It's planning time. It's the difference between maybe later and maybe we can actually do this. Warner himself hinted he's not giving up on the idea. On a podcast, he said, "Never say never. We shall see." That's not a guarantee. That's a warning shot to every team thinking the Niners can't get scarier. Then John Lynch went on KNBR on Friday and confirmed what faithful have been hoping to hear. Warner's recovery is trending better than expected. Lynch was asked if Warner could play if the 49ers reached the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. He kept the focus on the Bears because that's how you stay locked in, but he also made it clear Warner is pushing the limits. Lynch said Fred has been working incredibly hard, attacking rehab in every way, and making really good progress. He said it would be well ahead of the original timeline, but Warner keeps hitting the objective measurements the doctors set. And when a player keeps doing that, the entire building has to rethink what's possible. That's why the team and medical staff are keeping an open mind. Lynch said it's made people re-examine whether it could be possible. He won't put anything past Warner, because Warner is putting his heart, soul, and insane work ethic into this every single day. Is it guaranteed? No. Is it still uncertain? Absolutely. But the door isn't closed, and that alone changes how you look at this postseason. Because imagine adding Warner's presence back into the middle of the defense when the games get tight, when the red zone gets crowded, when 1/3 down decides a season. That's why this storyline isn't just hope, it's leverage. And that's why this matchup matters. If the Bears can force the ball outside and make the safeties cheat over, it changes the entire picture for the pass rush and the run fits. That's the hidden tug-of-war. Do you stay disciplined and live with a few contested throws, or do you panic and open up a bigger shot? Now, speaking of leverage, let me hit you with another reality. The 2025 regular season is nearly complete, and the 49ers' playoff position is secure, largely because of the work of defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. Coming into the year, key defensive players moved on, and the Niners had to invest draft picks on that side of the ball. And somehow, the team went from 6-11 in 2024 to 11-4 so far, with the potential to finish 13-4 and earn the number 1 seed, despite a largely new roster and losing Nick Bosa and Fred Warner to season-ending injuries in weeks 3 and 6. That's the part that should stop you, because that's not supposed to happen. Saleh's return was announced back in January, and it felt like the whole Bay exhaled. His previous stint from 2017 to 2020 helped launch him toward a head coaching job with the Jets, and now his stock is rising again. That's the tension. When a coordinator is this good, the league starts calling. Lynch knows it. On KNBR, he said Saleh has big aspirations, always has, and he might be more choosy this time because he already has a great situation in San Francisco. But Lynch also said something important. At some point, you have to allow people to chase their dreams. And that's where the chess move comes in. The 49ers can make it very attractive for Saleh to stay, and Lynch said they plan on doing that. And they can, because there's no salary cap for coaches. The example being floated is the Eagles paying Vic Fangio $4.5 million per year, so why not pay Saleh that kind of number or more? If you have a coordinator helping you win through roster turnover, you don't get cute. You protect the standard. And just imagine what this defense could look like next year with a fully healthy Bosa and Warner, and Saleh still steering the ship. That's not just a playoff run, that's a window. So I want the debate right now. If you're the 49ers, do you go all in to keep Saleh no matter what, or do you trust the organization to replace him the way it reloads talent? Because both answers have consequences, and the offseason is going to get loud. And finally, the funniest flex of the week, because it says everything about how this team is playing. Punter Thomas Morstead has basically been unemployed for 2 weeks. The Niners haven't punted in either of their last 2 games, and Morstead is milking it in the best way. He posted a photo on a practice field with a double rainbow in the background captioned, "Practicing just in case. Merry Christmas, y'all." That's hilarious. It's also a reminder. When the offense is this efficient, the entire sideline becomes a spectator. Against the Colts, you could literally see him trying to stay busy while the offense kept scoring. San Francisco put up 41 points offensively, and the other 7 came on a pick 6 from linebacker D. Winters. Morstead is 39 years old, so yeah, people will wonder if this might be his last season if he decides to retire. And for the 49ers' sake, the dream is he only gets work as the holder on extra points the rest of the way, because that means the offense keeps humming and the team keeps stacking touchdowns instead of trading field position. But let's not kid ourselves. It would be shocking if the 49ers don't have to punt at least a few times in the final 2 regular season matchups. The Bears and Seahawks are playoff teams with strong defensive units, and they have plenty to play for in terms of seeding. So Morstead keeping that leg warm isn't just comedy, it's smart. And it also ties into one of the biggest surprises of the season: special teams. With how dreadful that unit was last season, and honestly at times during the Shanahan era, it has flipped in 2025. A lot of that credit goes to new special teams coordinator Brant Boyer. The addition of Skyway Mori has given San Francisco its best kick and punt returner since Ted Ginn, and bringing in kicker Eddie Pinheiro